It's lovely to be in the company of people who are digging for answers.
I must say I have experienced very few occasions where people, conversations have brought me to people who have been so deeply moved by what went on here today.
But the whole concept is lovely, you know, and it's interesting here. You get the esoteric, and then you get the school of law, and you're trying to use a bridge in between the space cadet and the hard-headed realist. So it's fascinating territory.
Today was a special gathering of souls across this land and across lands abroad. For us to come together, to join in our energy and our prayer for peaceful, vibrant, vital life that is entangled with nature, entangled with culture, with story, with song.
I think there's a beautiful thing that happens when artists come and they share so freely of their own creative process.
When I'm at an event like this today and I'm hearing a lot of people in the room who have a lot of willpower to enact positive change, that gives me hope.
So this is also a shared island project, which means it brought together people from around the island, from the north as well as all over the south, and in very much a spirit of inclusivity, diversity, celebrating each other, celebrating different traditions, and welcoming newcomers as well.
An incredible mixture of people, really vibrant discussions, amazing amount of embodied knowledge, I would say, in the room, and a lot of really inspiring music, I think, which is the whole point.
The Wellbeing Economy Alliance on the island of Ireland is a gathering or a hub of activists and academics and those who are interested in shifting the economic narrative to one where the economy is brought into the service of life, into the service of justice and fairness, but also the service of our ecology, a flourishing landscape and environment. It's a global network, and we are part of an international conversation. Sometimes it goes under the name of degrowth or post-growth or post-growth prosperity, new notions of living a rich, good life, but not at the expense of the earth. Now, one of the interesting focal points for the activity on the island has been the desire to cultivate a community of practice for cultural practitioners and artists. So what we've done is that we have designed the program to invite a number of musicians and practitioners to not only to share their musical practice and their song, but to reflect on how they're bringing the landscape to life. In the first session, we set the scene, but a very special moment, almost a transcendental moment, was the entry of Nóirín. The first thing we sensed of her presence was her voice, of course, that beautiful voice of invocation and invitation. And in many ways, Nóirín, like the others, embody the Óran Mór, or the call of the Óran Mór. It's a call to re-enchantment, a restored intimacy with the landscape and with our larger selves or our larger identity.
In your head, I'm a God who lights the fire in your head. For me, it's so deeply moving because all my life I've been working with sound and songs and nature and singing to stones, singing to trees, singing to dogs, singing to hens. So it's been very moving for me to talk deeply to people. And so I think it started a great glúiseacht, a great movement that I think and hope will continue, where we are now realizing the power of sound, the power of song, the power of language to create compassion, harmony, understanding, peace, because that's what we need in our world. The great lacuna in our world, I believe, is the lack of the spiritual. we've lost that connection with the divine. And now, of course, with the crumbling of the churches too, we don't have that outlet anymore. So we've got to create it with days like this, because this was a liturgy today. Something liturgical happened, something like a ritual happened. And of course, we need rituals to move along. A ritual is a rite de passage, and it means that we need a ritual to actually allow us to become other than what we are, to become transformed. And I think people are transformed today going home.
We then moved on to the work of some colleagues from Queen's University, the composer John Darcy and his colleague Pedro Rebello, who have been using technology to listen in to the sounds, the conversations of the birds, or the sounds around Loch Ness, and bringing to life the landscapes and allowing us to participate in a deep listening, which is part of the slowing down, part of the invitation to reconnect, to understand the loch, the woods, the trees as relatives, as kin.
My group, the Hive Choir, we looked to create a new piece of music that would sort of speak to what has happened, but also how we might evoke or invoke Celtic mysticism, Celtic traditions to heal the loch and renew the loch. So we took fragments of Irish traditional music and wrote new lyrics for those. We took fragments of Irish country music and wrote new lyrics to those. So we're sort of digging into the past and thinking about how the music can maybe evoke new feelings about the present state of the environment, and also think about ways that, you know, water is supposed to be this like healing source, or this reflective source, this portal.
And then we moved on to a beautiful concert, and we heard from John Spillane, Nóirín Riain, Cáit Riain, and Liam Ó'Maonlaí. And each in their own way embodies this invitation, this response to the Óran Mór, that ancient sound. When we listen to them in their singing, in the stories they tell, when we discern their presence, come into their presence as performers, we're all invited to listen and to participate in their own channeling of a very ancient set of memories and relationships that are part of our pre-colonial history, and part of those stories that they recall today around the myths around Abigan, for example.
Am Beth in Mu. Am Town Trehen. Am Foin in Mu. Am Dav Shatter.
Am Shag for Isle.
Am Deir Green. Am Keen Luwe. Am He Ilin. Am Turk Ergail.
Am Loch in Mai.
Am Bri Dane.
Am Gay le Fodal Ferris Fechten. Am J Jelvis the Hinge Hudnu.
Cherry blossom in the air, cherry blossom on the street, cherry blossom in your hair, and a blossom at your feet. You know, we've traveled all around the sun, You know it's taken us one whole year. Well done, everyone. Well done. On behalf of me and the cherry trees, well done. Well done, everyone. You know me, sometimes I think I'm getting old, not as young as I used to be. So it means even more to me to see the dance of the cherry trees. And they seem to be saying, is it only to me? You know we've traveled all around the sun. You know it's taken us one whole year. Well done, everyone. Well done. You know we've traveled all around the sun. You know it's taken us one whole year. Well done, everyone. Well done. On behalf of me and the cherry trees, well done. Well done, everyone.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've come to this day through a thing called the Rights of Nature. And I've been involved with the Rights of Nature through Peter Doran in the School of Law in Queen's University, Belfast. And he asked me, he thought I was a fit. And I actually presented a film about the rights of nature. But I mean, I didn't script it. But I believe this, you know, I put it across well, I thought. And the idea was that, like, if a corporation can have rights, you know, why can't a mountain have rights, or a river? And like, we need mountains and rivers. We need, you know, we need to look after nature. We can't be at the mercy of private property.
The dominant focus of the day was on song and the power of sound to be a leading catalyst for change, not just in the cultural arena, but in the political arena, economic arena of businesses. That this song and art and culture, as it always has, will have to play the central leading role in the change that we know that we can see.
Across the sea and in us a place to stand and wield a brand among the sons of France. And as we part in sorrow, yet our hope is God save Ireland. Pour blessings on her name. May her sons be brave when needed. May they never fail as we did for Sean O'Donoghue. We were worst in the game. Sinead.
So I think as well, just those last few lines. May our sons and our daughters be brave when needed, and may they never fail as we did. Because we're still not free. There's so much as this gathering is about. We have so much freedom to realize yet in terms of our natural world in particular and our hearts, and to free ourselves fully. And we can do that, you know, we can really do that.
But to meet Emma, who's a Maori woman from New Zealand who represents the Indigenous world and the first Indigenous woman to be elected president of one of the health organizations is very important, because I do believe that those cultures, to a degree ours as well, indigenous cultures, have a very deep connection with health and have a much more effective way of approaching health. I mean, tá ceangal idir tanga be agus an dúlra, ach cínte tanga dúchasach nós Gaeilge, nó Sanskrit, nó Lakota, nó Navajo, nó tanga a hagans ón dalamh. Tanga, so like nílis agin conas a hosig muid a lauert. Agus deirtar beidir nach go bhfuil caint réasúnta nua in our stair. Gur romid I dangháil le chéile is slí a bhhad níos ciúine. Agus nach raibh cholúgs a tháinig caint, tháinig an bhréag sin teoric. Ach mar sin héin, na seanna hangachaí, tá siad gaolta leis an aimseir, tá siad gaolta leis na séasúr, tá siad gaolta leis an dúlra, cínte.
Oh, sleep, lovely Mary, soft like a child. Your heart is what love is. You are saved. The star o'er the ocean, the light in your eye. Your heart is what love is. You're saved. The sun in the evening, the red in your hair. Your heart is what love is. You are saved. Soft like a child.
We have maybe a vision that is bubbling in our subconscious, And so I think, always, when a song is heartfelt and sung, regardless of whether it is specifying anything, when it's sung from the heart, it's moving something.
Tháinig an teanga seo ón cadramh atá ag daoine agus a bhí ag daoine leis an nádúr, agus le bheith ag marachtant anna glú ar fad leis an saol nádúrtha na habhainn, na lucha, na crín. So ar nóig, dás an teanga ón ceangal sin a bhí ag na daoine leis an nádúr. Agus so tá ró lárnach ag an Nghaeilin sa chórá mór chórá seo, agus caitheamid dul thárnais chuaigh, agus dabhla mise mo chuid Gaeilin a ní raibh sé ag gom ó agus mé fása níos, ach tá sé cótáchtach dom an iarracht sin a dhéanamh, agus dul ar an bóthir sin chun an ach gháil ar an danga